And we're live. So it was recommended me to stream at 60 FPS versus 30, which is what I was at before. I do apologize. So we'll do an instance. We'll check my settings real quick. Same settings. Oh, sorry, turn that down a notch there. See what kind of FPS we can be putting out here. Of course, it's really weird that it's stuck right now. Might have to do something with open broadcast. I'll mess with it here in a minute. Oh god, he's too far away. Hate it when they do that crap. Yeah, it seems to be stuck at 70. I'll have to adjust that in a minute. Just turn off vertical sync for the heck of it. See if that... There we go. Vertical sync was messing with it. So, around 100 FPS, not bad. Definitely not bad at all. I'm running a 144 Hz monitor, so the extra FPS can definitely be noticeable. Oops, and I'm horrible at this game. Not really. I've actually played it quite a bit. Just bad at this expansion in general, so. Yep, I'm thinking that stuff I should probably not mess with. But yeah, I mean, so the big thing is people say the single thread performance of Ryzen chips are bad. No, they're not KB Lake, but they're like Broadwell Skylake, which is a really, really, really good trade-off. Honestly, because when it's crunch time, the FPS is not going to be much different. I, on my Skylake chip, got as little as 20 FPS in raids and stuff like that. I'm not really worried about a minimum of 20 versus 25. I like the multi-thread performance. In fact, I have the computer apart. It's actually behind me here. I'll show you guys. It's back over there. So it's actually for sale. I'll be I have a guy coming to get it pretty soon. So, but I'll maybe do some open broadcast streaming on it and see, you know, what kind of frame rate I'm getting to see, is this chip better for, say, streaming? So that's kind of the $1,000,000 question. I haven't tested that theory yet, but getting upwards of 90 FPS in this game, my GPU is working pretty hard. I mean, I'm at 65 degrees Celsius right now, so I mean, and the fans up pretty high. You guys can probably hear in the background. So I do apologize. I'm not monitoring the stream at all. So if you guys are commenting here, I'll bring it up here. There we go. I'm live here. Yeah. Oh, almost accurate. Sorry about that. And we have some playback here, so let's mute that. I apologize about that, guys. I did update some drivers. I'm not going to account for that making any kind of difference. I do have 32 gigs of RAM in it now. I did mess with the Kohler. Basically, I bent the fins to get it to fit. But the fan has to sit up higher anyway, so the bottom fins aren't really going to make a difference. And it's just the fins. I'm not entirely worried about it. I might not even get another cooler for it right now. I might wait because it's going to cost you $70 to get the Kraken X31. And I'm also going to get new fans because my 140s are not RGB, so I'm going to go 120s the whole way around. And I want to invest that money into new computers and new content for you guys with my upcoming planned build. So basically my personal stuff can wait. You guys definitely come first in that regard. So but I have one person watching. I'm pretty sure it's myself. freaking line of sight. So even so, I mean, like I said, I'm impressed with this chip. I see a lot of you guys in the comments section saying, you know, it's not a good chip. The single thread performance is garbage. You know, here, let me click on the live stream view here, and I don't disagree that the single thread performance is not what KB Lake puts out. And the thing is I don't think AMD ever claimed it was going to. If they did, shame on them. I think it is what a lot of professional reviewers are saying. It's good enough. You know, just like an RX 480 or GTX 1060 is good enough for almost any game out there, especially at 1080p. Heck, to be honest, 1440p. Unless you're running, say, 1440p, 144 hertz like myself, I don't need a 1080. In fact, I probably still honestly don't need a 1080. I just like top of the line stuff. I like messing with stuff. You know, so granted, you know, on PC budget solutions, but the funny thing is I by no means have a budget solution. You know, I spent $100 on fans and fan controllers. Would never recommend anybody do that. You know, but I like making a bunch of builds, so. So, I gotta get another monitor. I don't have enough room right now, but my fiance, she has my other 1080p for 1080p. Listen to me, a 1080p 60 hertz monitor. So, what I think I'm going to do is get her an ultra wide, 24 or 3440 by 1400, probably 75 FPS or 75 hertz rather. And then for myself, I'll probably take over her. She has the same monitor as me, which is 1440p, 144 hertz IPS display. So I'll probably take over her other one and use it as my secondary monitor. To be honest, I could probably take over a 1080p monitor too. Definitely a possibility. So, but you know, there's a fair bit of stuff going on, and you know, I don't think I've fallen below. Well, as I'm getting my shit kicked in right now, I don't think I've fallen much below 70, even with all this spell detail and everything. You know, I'm not cherry picking settings though, if anybody's thinking that. I generally don't keep everything maxed out in general, even on my Intel rig. So, you know, adjusting things like view distance and ground clutter is definitely essential. And I mean, I'll show you guys here really quick. So, oh, my shadows. Okay, so everything is actually up except those two things. So I usually don't have it up there. I'm going to leave it there because I'm okay with this frame rate. But usually I have shadows down and I have SSAO down because they're a pretty big drag. But I'll keep it where it's at for now. Maybe just keep those two things at 8 might give me some results I'm looking for. Well, I mean, over 100 FPS is definitely nice. So, you know, but coming back to that good enough for gaming, this is my point. If you're running a 60 hertz monitor, or if you're running higher resolution, who gives a crap if a KB Lake's going to put out more FPS than a Ryzen chip when your hardware is limited to, say, you know, 60 FPS, and you're not running 144, you know, hertz. So why do you need the extra frame rate? Why would you give up the extra multi-thread performance and other things that are useful, such as streaming? Things such as multitasking, a lot of Chrome tabs. Of course, that's more RAM intensive than everything. I get that. But I just feel like the 10% performance trade-off is definitely worth the single thread performance trade-off, which is what my tests have shown on average, you know, and what everybody else is showing too, about a 10% versus like Skylake and KB Lake and raw single thread performance in the gaming world. I mean, synthetics could be a whole different ball game, but also consider this, that I don't know what this guy's doing. We also have a big memory issue. So, you know, once that memory issue is fixed, is that going to translate to more real-world gaming performance? I don't know. It could very well. I'm going to have to burn my weapon here. I hate to use it, but everybody was low. Side note, At 67 degrees. I still only have one viewer. It has to be my fiance. I don't think any of you guys are actually watching it right now. I would suspect that most of them... I don't know what my viewership is like. I should look at the analytics. But I know my customers on the PC building side are actually under 18. So if my followers are very similar, most of you guys are probably in school. I don't know that demographics. I know it's something important I should know. So, oh hey, I dropped down to 70. There's about time I have any kind of frame dips. So this doesn't surprise me. And again, you know, I haven't tested another platform recently. I need to wipe out my old or my boot drive because operating system is corrupted. I'm having a lot of frame drops on my other system. What is this druid doing? You know what? I'm just gonna ride him. Oh, never mind. Just trying to ride him cowboy, but I guess that wasn't happening. I was playing Watch Dogs last night. It's a fun game. I was actually playing GTA 5, and I'm not a fan. I feel like the graphics, they're just... It feels like a console, like a horrible console port, to be brutally honest. So, I like Watch Dogs 2. It just looks better, feels better, plays better, things like that. Oops. My level's getting up there. I think I'm 2 away from looking for raid. Oh, not that anybody really cares. So, where I got my character's name, there's an older anime. It's called Zoid's Chaotic Century. I did not really watch the other Zoid series much, but the main character's name was Van Flyheight, and the other main character's name was Fiona. Her actual God-given name in the series was Alicia Lynette, and that's kind of where I came up with the name for those curious. I don't want to call myself a big anime fan because there's not a lot of animes I like. Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. I've been watching, Japanese subtitle, and honestly, I'm not somebody that's a big subtitle kind of person, but I've really, Nozawa does a great Goku. She captures his really his attitude even in English sense pretty well. I've definitely gotten used to it. Don't get me wrong, I still love the dub better. I would prefer listening to Sean Schimmel and Chris Sabat and things like that over in Nozawa, just because that's what I grew up with. But I'm okay with it. I'm a big Dragon Ball fan. I've always have been. I'm not a big fan of Super, not Super, GT. I don't think GT was honestly that good. Obviously, since, Akira Toriyama did not write it. I believe Toyotaro was involved with that, though. For those who don't know, he was originally Toyble. Interestingly enough, he did Dragon Ball AF. This information, by the way, I've gone off of Geekdom 101, so credit to him for a lot of this stuff. I follow him pretty good. And Opie Senpai of Anime Live Reactions, I follow them pretty closely. More Danny from Geekdom, but I love his content. But anyway, I'm still a dub fan. That's what I grew up on. But I'm more of a Dragon Ball fan than anything else. So I'll kind of watch it anyway, as long as there's subtitles for me to watch. But for those of you who haven't watched Super, it's definitely way better than GT. Very, very good product. The dub's out on Toonami, Adult Swim, I believe. So I think they're up to like 7 or 8. The first 2 arcs are meh, to be really honest, because they're redones of the movies, and I feel like the movies did a better job. A lot of people agree. So I would go to say that really you can watch it, but don't really grade Super on the first 2 arcs, which last about 26 episodes. The Universe 6 versus 7 arc was pretty good. The Goku Black Future Trunks arc was amazing. But I do need to cut the stream because I am getting a phone call, so I'll be back up in a little bit, guys.